Bobby Manning, and we're going to talk about it. 130 to 124, another Celtics loss here in a critical game against the Miami Heat, where they fell behind by as many as 24 points in that first half, 26 points actually, and you saw this team crumble under pressure. Defensively, they were giving up open looks to the likes of Duncan Robinson. Jimmy Butler pressured their on-ball defense. Marcus Smart gave up 8 key shots to Butler in that second half, including a 3, just his 20th 3 in the season, as the Celtics stormed back to within 6 by the end of this game, but couldn't get any closer after getting it there a couple times down the stretch of this one. Celtics are in a bad spot. 2 games back of Miami for the 6th seed now. The Hornets closing in, 1 game back in the loss column, trying to get home court in that play-in game, and that's likely where the Celtics team is headed at this point. They could win Tuesday, claim that tiebreaker, and hope for a little help in terms of the Heat's opponents down the stretch of the season, but you saw the difference between these two teams here. Butler able to make plays throughout the first half and give Miami the scoring they needed in the second half. Bam at that center spot, able to be available, sturdy, and hit a ton of free throws throughout this game. Rob Williams, meanwhile, went down at halftime with the turf toe, and now is day-to-day again. We'll see if he can play in the Tuesday game. Jaylen Brown's availability for that one still in doubt. So at this point, this team's in major trouble, lacking a defensive identity, and the defense truly, to me, is going to become the story of this season. Listen, we know guys have been in and out. We know that they've lost key defensive personnel at times in terms of Smart's absence during this year, Rob's many absences. Even Jaylen Brown is a critical portion of this defense. But you have enough to not give up 120 points night in and night out over the last 2 weeks like this team has. It is brutal to me as a fan of defense to see the Celtics over the last 2 weeks become one of the worst defenses in the NBA, period. 120 points night in, night out. That's where they're at. And it's a time where the connectivity should be reaching its highest point. You want to see some lineup consistency to build cohesion between these pieces. And I get it. Brad Stevens had to go with Carson Edwards in this game because they were way behind. Luke Cornett had to come in because Rob was injured. You had to try Grant. Grant didn't work. You had to try Nesmith. Bounce back to Pritchard. Pritchard wasn't looking good. So at some point, you look at Brad Stevens and say, if nothing's working, what can you say? There's only so many options off the bench, and there's only so much depth that you can tap into on a given night. And Edwards was truly that last line, and it worked okay. But at the same time, you have to work through some ups and downs as defensive units, try to build some chemistry on these units, and stick with some things when the going gets rough, and hope that they can figure it out in their own end of the floor. But instead, the Heat shot 61% in that first half. The Celtics made up a ton of ground in that second half, but ultimately the defense did them in terms of one play that drove me the most crazy in this one. Marcus Smart flopping on some screen action, and the Heat methodically working it to the left corner where Duncan Robinson was open. And Smart got up, recovered, got to that spot, but Bam, because of how the defense had a shift, was able to get a key putback down the stretch of this game. He hit a step-back jumper. Butler, as I said, key 3, bunch of key baskets in the lane against Smart. And Smart was awesome on the offensive end in this one. Found guys for open shots, hit some key shots himself, and got the ball to the middle, which I love. But on defense, that's where this team needed a ton of help, and he wasn't able to provide it. I thought Fournier showed moments in an awesome 30-point game. He's been excellent over the last 4 to 5 games and provides much hope for this team rounding out its rotation once Jaylen Brown gets back. But at this point, is it too late to fix that defense? I think that's the key question here, because we've seen them struggle on that end, even when they've been in more full position health-wise. So that's where they are. We'll see them again on Tuesday. And of course, happy Mother's Day to everybody out there, my mom included, Patty. Everything she's done to put me in a position to be here on days like these and nights throughout the week and work for CLNS Media. There's a million things I can say about that. But truly, it's just an I love you. And of course, this is also the anniversary, makes it extra heavy, 4-year anniversary of my dad passing. So it's an extra special day for the family to remember him and just the way that my mom stepped up 4 years ago when he's passed away. And we've all tried to rally around that as a family, my sister Ann and myself. So we're going to go get some dinner, and we're going to forget about this loss quickly and move on to the rest of the week and see where this team goes. Just a few games left, playing game looming early next week. So will we be hosting one?
Hi guys, Cedric Maxwell here. I want to take a minute to tell you about Marigold Medical. I'm used to keeping my body in great shape, but with arthritis, even the most simple everyday tasks became unbearable. As soon as I called Marigold Medical, I knew I was in good hands. No drugs, no surgery, just an experienced team of caring professionals that wanted to get me back to doing the things I love. Make the call to Marigold Medical and get back to pain-free life.